ahead, we're going to be able to start taking the base. It's a Drow, Visage, Nature's Prophet. It's a lot of push, a lot of fight.
And it's a lot of team fight is the big thing for me.
It is, absolutely. So just having this Shaker and the Phoenix, it does so much in terms of just making fights, getting those mid-game kills that sort of allow you to transcend into these early attempts at high ground pushes.
Yeah, EG, they've got a lot of pick-off potential, right? They've got this Bane Mirana combo, they've got the Bat Rider Mirana, they've got this Tusk Bat lane too, so they can look to put the pressure on, at least in this type of way. But when it comes down to team fights, if NIP is already like kind of cruising, if they're not crushed inside of these lanes, which they shouldn't really be. It really depends a lot on how much on crit can do with his movements in the game. That's why we see he's even picked up an Orb of Venom on the Tusk, meaning that he's going to be moving between that mid and that bottom lane quite a lot. I think NIP, if they get that ball rolling, that team fight is really, really scary. We could see the same similar item build on the Nature's Prophet. They go that Dominator on the Visage, and they could just look to take all those towers down. And the team fight for EG, it's definitely quite lackluster this game.
Well, we are going to see sort of a bit of a setup around S4, starting to have a poke at both PPD and Saxa as he pushes them away from this bottom rune spot.
Look how much regen Saxa bought this game. 8 tangos and a salve on the Phoenix.
See, top as well, Art's easy. He's trying to push Mind Control away from the bounty runes. He is going to look to try and take Mind Controls from the other side. And that will allow EG to start the game with 3 bounty runes. Yep. This comes out from Crit. So you're sort of talking about the Tusk. As a Tusk, is sort of playing against a Drow strat a fun situation at the start, or is this one of sort of a Tusk's nightmares? Does this make the game super hard for Crit?
No, you can just, I mean, once you get level 2, you've got the snowball gap close constantly, and with the Bat Rider, when you've got your level 2s on both these heroes, it's kill time. That being said, though, Nature's Prophet is one of those heroes that can really turn the tides of a laning phase. One of the, if not like the strongest laner. Just these treants are so formidable to be able to deal with. We'll see how much they're able to do, though. I think a lot of eyes on Crit this game to see what he can do inside of these early rotations. And I'm curious to see this mid matchup, how Sumail is going to be able to do. And so let's see if he gets all the last hits. Oh, he gets 2 with that Star Storm.
We'll see if this top lane goes a little bit better for EG this time around, as Arteezy has the Terrorblade once again. He's going to have the backup of Fly's Bane this time rather than the Silencer, but not a super fun lane to play against, especially if the Shaker and Phoenix get ahead in levels. There's going to be a lot of magical being thrown down onto Arteezy in terms of constant harass.
Yeah, see my control use the Mango to get that range creep secured. Any type of last hits possible. Bane is one of the better ones at securing lanes too, just like that Nature's Prophet.
Saxa. Remember, this is just the level 1, just with the Spirits, of course, but the Spirits being enough to just slow down the attack speed, making sure that either Fly or even Arteezy with a meta can get any amount of damage onto him. The Brain Sap comes through, but Saxa more than fine to walk himself away as Arteezy's Metamorphosis does come to an end.
Sumail's already having a really good start in that mid lane, 7-5 versus the 5-2 of Fada. And this bottom lane, they got this like double creep wave going under their tower on the side of EG, so now Crit as well as S4, they've hit that level 2. So Ace has to be careful with his positioning. Might just want to rush the boots in this scenario. I see he has the stick queued up and then the treads, but has to be very careful of his positioning. Just can get dove under the tower here. The PPD will come back. Bring his Wraith Band, I believe, too. So just getting some extra stats. Trying to gain anything possible in that laning phase as we see. Yeah, mid. Sumail really taking over already.
13 for 7 against the 6 for 2. Always going to be sort of a tough start for the Visage. I mean, Fada does have a bit of an extra punch from the Jara Aura, but it's not a lot. It's always just +2.
Yeah, it's really always just about that level 6. You get that, and then you can dominate. They actually throw the scan immediately. They see Fly leave the top lane, and it's a good call that they do that, because it is an Invis Bane. Fada has to be slightly careful here how far he steps up. But yeah, Sumail's really dominating this. This means that Arteezy's left alone, though, up top, and he's already almost out of regen, only has 1 salve remaining as they continue throwing all this pressure out onto him.
NIP's got the creep wave nicely underneath their tower, so Mind Control able to pick up a very large amount of experience with the wave shifted as it is.
That is very nice. Gonna get that level 3. So you have that Aftershock available.
So if they can get a bit of an attempt here, Sumail trying to get in a position for the follow-up arrow. It does have to be a close one. Actually, right-clicking before the arrow connected. So take the Nightmare off onto himself. He'll jump forward, looking for this attempt. He'll expend another leap. He really wants to find this Fada. Trying with the Jukes. Fada will finally fall. The Brain Sap from Fly finishes him off. That's Sumail. He's out of leaps. He's going to look to deny himself to the ancient, but PPD strikes him down. As you've got to be careful. We do see, I feel like a lot of Maranas making that accidental play where they throw out the arrow at the Nightmare target, but go for an attack before the arrow actually hits, therefore nightmaring themselves and slowing down the attempt at a kill. Which allows them to get the trade, NIP.
And that's pretty significant whenever you're giving your Nature's Prophet. Like, even if it's PPD, who doesn't really get much farm ever on his heroes, just getting him a little bit of a boost is really helpful.
That's easy. He's going to have the backup once again from Fly up top. Not coming down, trying to slow them off, but Mind Control's looking for the chase.
He's got boots on Shaker.
See if he can close the gap for the Enchant Totem. RTZ is tangoing up. He'll cut his way through the trees. Saxa also slowly getting right-clicked down by Fly, and Fly, his presence will be enough to make sure Mind Control's okay. Well, RTZ. Gotta be a little careful. Mind Control just had the Fisher back up.
He's zoning him off the creep wave.
Yeah, and block off Fly, track the creep wave around.
Yeah.
Fly, not any mana left in the tank to really sort of set up by time for RTZ to come across. So Mind Control's going to be able to get away with this. Maybe even turn towards Fly. Fly, the Fire Spirit's on him. Is, as I say, out of mana if Mind Control's able to close the gap. He's time Fly. He's coming a little too close to this, and that's going to cost him his life.
Yep.
Playing around with fire, quite literally.
And that means do they get all 4 bounty runes? Yep, they do.
They do. NIP getting some big gold there out of the lanes.
They needed to, especially in that mid lane. We see Fada, Sumail just continuing to put the pressure on, just that higher base damage, better animation.
Yeah, we're certainly seeing this time round in these first 5 minutes, Sumail in the matchup having that advantage that he expects to have sort of in this player versus players we've seen from previous sort of 1v1s between these two. And up top, RTZ, it's definitely not nearly as bad for him in terms of farm as Game 1 was. Game 1 was a terrible lane for him to play against. So this one is not easy, but it's a little bit better. We are going to see him get jumped on though now, as he is trapped by the Fisher. He'll look for the walk around, flies there with the Nightmare, holds back Mind Control. RTZ ticking very low to the Fire Spirits, but not low enough to kill him off. And with the backup from Crit, comes in with a rotation, Snowball, so bearing down Mind Control. Saxa gets out, but as we're seeing, EG are able to make sure that RTZ can get that bit more farm at the start of this game.
Yeah, they're really trying to secure his lane this time. They brought him more regen. He has the early one picked up. Much better than the last time where he has to just completely jungle from the beginning of the game. Mid lane Sumail has hit level 6. Fada almost level 6 too. So when Fada hits 6, then he's just got really good control of this lane. They're trying to punish him.
EG.
They're bringing 4 heroes in the
They know he's about to hit 6. They know that they can close the gap easily with a snowball setup. The knockback as well from the flame break into the arrow from Sumail. And EG just playing the lanes that much better than they did in Game 1.
That means RTZ's left alone. Immediate TP by PPD.
He does have Sunder, but he can't get it off. The chain stump from Mind Control enough to make sure that RTZ does not allow himself the chance to get back to full. Even if he did, there was a lot of pressure from NIP top. So
all about like these quick moves and quick responses. You see EG make this type of move mid, you're like, all right, there's no way that the Tusk can TP anymore because he TP top. Bane, sure he can TP, but it's already too deep for them to actually be able to respond that well. So quick moves by NIP will knock them back into it a little bit here. As Ace, he's been having some free farm in that bottom now since he's also left alone. He's just gone to the jungle. He's level 6. He got 6 without dying as a Drow Ranger. We don't see that.
Especially against the lane he was up against. Tusk, that's not a fun lane to play as the Drow.
But having that Nature's Prophet, right? That's what we were talking about. That's the X factor that can really come into play in these, when there's those pressure lanes coming out.
Well, to try and get the Nightmare onto Saxa. And that cast animation a little too long, so Saxa is able to dive away. We are seeing Crit head over too. I know Saxa has already used the dive fly, actually coming in straight away with the setup behind the tower. Has the Nightmare into the arrow for Sumail. They'll move forward, trying to bring down Fada. He'll turn with the nuke, be able to take down Fly, and Fada trying to back away, but the snowball there is coming in from Crit. Will allow EG to take the trade, 1-for-1. They get themselves the mid laner, they'll be the happier side.
They're just really trying to punish him before he hits 6. Sumail almost level 8 before Fada hits 6 on this Visage.
And Crit, of course, knows they have no further cancel, so can just go for a TP out straight underneath the nose of PPD.
Those are huge kills, though. Like Fada, he was just a fraction from level 6 to have those birds up. If he was able to get the birds up right before he died, they could have looked to be able to get a kill out of it, but yeah. EG putting the pressure on, but because of that, we see top tower's been claimed already. Mind Control, almost level 6 on this Earthshaker, and Ace is having a free time in the jungle. He is very farmed on Drow.
Fly, hunting for a Nightmare. See if they've got the follow-up. I mean, RTZ stepping across. He's only got a few seconds left of the meta.
Yeah.
So not really a kill that those two can attempt to make a go for. Mid lane, S4, teeping in under the guise of the Moonlight Shadow. He has got Lasso. No, he's not got it skilled as of yet. He's holding on to the point now. He'll put the point into it. Skills the point in Lasso, so he has the control to drag PPD back. They do get the two-man gust, though. Ace moving in, and in fact, with a right-click for this drag, bringing Sumail incredibly low, will be able to leap out. Damage over time there from the Fire Spirits will not bring him down as Sumail survives. EG just reacting as a team, making sure that they do not lose their cores to these aggressive moves from NIP.
I think because he used Lasso, he might just go bots on the Batrider. Yeah, as soon as I click on him, he queues them up. Yeah. I think this is something that we've seen a lot of the times from the bats lately. It's like if you get Blink, you become this like, you're just about finding your Blink Lassos. If you get the bots, you're able to farm, you're able to put pressure on the lanes as well, and able to, of course, be able to TP around the map and help people out. So I do like that option this time for S4, since you just use Lasso anyway.
PPD tries to go for the trap on RTZ, but RTZ more than prepared. Tangos and a Quelling Blade.
It's going to be a very early level 6 on PPD as well. Saksa also going to be getting at a good timing too. So although EG's made these heavy rotations, we do see NIP, they're still off to a pretty good start. Ace is significantly farmed, as well as Mind Control.
This is a very good stuff to draw top lane.
Mind Control.
Mind Control getting trapped up. Same time down bottom, a bit of an attempt to chase down S4. We see up top Mind Control popping the Echo Slam, going for the retreat, but Sumail and Crit will be quick to chase him down. The backup's there though, Ace. The Frost Arrows will stop Crit and Sumail chasing for more. Mind Control grabs himself the double damage rune. Sumail wants to finish off this kill, but he's already used all of the leaps. Mind Control turns with the Fissure, holds back Sumail. S4 trying to close the gap. The vision is there for the Snowball to come in. A Gust will be attempted to push them back. Maybe Ace can get the kill and return onto Crit.
Oh,
Stick charges though. Crit's back up to full, and now Ace, he's in trouble. He's falling low. He's got back up this time from Fada and PPD. The Stone Drops come out for the Familiar as they get S4. That's Mind Control down, so does S4 go. The two offlaners to fall.
That's nice rotations though, because at the same time we see on both sides, EG they have Fly farming in the mid lane, RTZ farming the Ancient Triangle, and Saksa getting that level 6. Arrow connects.
Sumail finding himself a catch. PPD will go for the Sprout. Goes for the TP. Have they got any way to cut through it?
They do not.
They do not indeed. He gets out of there. Now Fada tries for an aggressive play onto Fly. The body blocks from the Treants. Not enough to hold Fly in place.
That Sprout, such clutch timing to dodge the Starstorm. He even takes the Tome for himself, because they've given him Saksa the bottom lane. Now we've got PPD level 6. Well, he's level 7 actually, so he's got Wrath of Nature. He's actually getting some items too. PPD, look at this. Getting quite a lot of farm here. Fada has been slowed down a significant amount. Doesn't quite have that Dominator just yet, but Ace is just jungling, having a great time. Level 9, Dragon Lance already finished. He's going for Shadow Blade. This can be a pretty cool pickup because he can actually look to set up ganks with his team with this.
Oh yeah, you get sort of a surprise silence onto the TB and suddenly RTZ no Sunder. Mid lane, PPD, playing aggressive. Could get punished as Sumail and Fly tried to chase him down. The Familiars are here though. They get the slow onto Fly. S4 trying to chase down from the side. Looks for the flame break. Knockback. Will get it. He'll continue to move in onto PPD. The shards as well. Coming in. They've got the vision. They're on top of him. As Firefly comes into play from S4, he burns down PPD.
Perfect knockback.
As it really is, you know, the speed that Ace is playing, the farm that he has, the damage he's giving out. You know, already at this point of the game, 12 minutes in, he's giving out 43 extra damage to all the other ranged heroes on the map on his team.
And whenever he uses that aura, that's where we see Fada's big power point.
Yeah.
Whenever that Visage is there with the Familiars and aura, just adds that much damage into the fights. And their team fight, it's very significant on NIP. Mind Control, he is level 7, but they're invised up around him.
They're on top of him. He doesn't know this. They've got a lasso. They've got a lot of lockdown and catch between these two. TPs are coming through to the walls of the top lane. Mind Control does have an Echo Slam to buy time for the rest of the team, but the shards and Snowball come through. They lose Mind Control. Can Ace find kills in return? He's got a lot of punch. Crit keeping himself close to reduce the damage for the aura, but it's not going to be enough to keep Crit alive, as Ace will find a trade. Down bottom, Saksa able to pick off Fly 2 with the help of PPD.
I like how Ace is playing this. Like, he's jungling, but he's also showing up a lot of these times because he knows RTZ's not showing up. RTZ's just going to the jungle. He's going to be focusing a lot on his own farm. So if he plays this way, then that means they're playing like this 5 versus 4 whenever EG's trying to make these moves.
Man, these kills keeping Ace ahead. There's about a 1,500 difference. These early towers too, giving the advantage towards NIP with the speed that they play. Decent stack of Ancients here, as S4 will be the one to look to start to bring them down. 1k gold towards having the blink. over the Boots of Travel, and with the Ancient stack taken,
He got the Dream stack.
he did a fair few of those purple Ancients.
Yeah, 2 of them. 2 sets of them at least. But the big thing is, look at the tower advantage right now for NIP. It's like the kills, 7 to 8, but these tier 1s. Tier 1 top's taken, tier 1 bottom's taken, tier 1 mid, very, very low. That's obviously, you know, the way PPD, he poured it in so aggressively to try to set up those treants earlier. That's what they're focused on. Just take these objectives so they can solidify enough to be able to take that Roche before RTZ is actually ready to take a fight. Because, like we mentioned, NIP, their team fight, extremely significant. If they get a medallion early on, which looks like I thought PPD was going to get, but it looks like he switched just going for the treads because Fada's going to get it. But either way, they'll have a medallion relatively early. They get these tier 1s, they can go for that fight around the Roche pit, and they have so much team fight with that Egg, with that Earthshaker, with that Visage, in comparison to what EG's got.
Once Ace has the Shadow Blade complete, which he is getting very close to, they have sort of that vision set up. They'll wait for Ace to go in. Once the Blink's there on mind control, they can get the quick follow-up, keep the Drow safe. And early game silences, that's sort of the gust, could absolutely mean the difference in a successful fight. As obviously at this stage of the game, EG, they're lined up with no ways to remove that silence.
Yeah, and look at this Fada. He's kind of baiting. They have a rotation coming up from NIP.
From these familiars, and Fada, once that precision aura's out,
and they're looking for
so
more.
much. They will get the dive onto Crypt, but he's out of range.
Okay.
Of the vision as mid lane flight. He tried for the Fiend's Grip, but Mind Control's going to be there with a kickback as Flyer will fall. Fada picks up another kill with the nuke. Yes. EG will be dissuaded from poking around for more. NIP is still keeping this slight advantage. Just a 2K one. It's a much closer start to this game, as EG nowhere near as behind as they were at this point in game 1. They're keeping it close, but definite signs of NIP really being able to find that momentum. He's TP'd into this one. Lots of slows coming through. The damage from the familiars. You have to be so careful when TPing straight into a Drow strat, as they will simply A-click you down.
They might just be able to go for the Roche too. They don't have the medallion on Fada here, but like we said, Ace has been having this free time. He's so strong. He's so high level.
They take it, even without the medallion, they're going to take it very quickly. EG, can they get them out of the pit? The shards will be thrown out.
They don't have meta.
Trying to push them away.
They don't have meta, and they don't have their strongest hero right now.
I don't know if they can do this. Can they really try and push NIP out of the pit? I mean, NIP are playing with respect here, backing away. Maybe seeing if they can just find a kill before things kick off, as Crit and Fly show themselves back towards the middle.
My control also has this Invis rune, so maybe they can look to set it up. I do think they can still secure this rush when they have everything.
They've got the damage for sure. They do seem careful. Yeah, they do seem scared though. As in fact, Saxer keeping away from the Roche attempt. He's going to look to just try and keep this 2-1 tower alive. We'll go for the dive forward on RTZ, committing with the Supernova. Can he do this on his own? RTZ will be out of range though of the Supernova stun, and that will mean that Saxer will not be able to find it alone. Wraparound comes from Mindstro. He's still got a little bit of time left on that Invis rune. He was seeing if he could find himself maybe on top of RTZ.
Oh, he might actually do it.
I mean, the Invis rune's worn off, but he might not. Oh, it goes for the Echo first. That's going to mean that RTZ has got the chance to play with the Sunder, get himself back up to full. At the same time, though, Ace finds Crit. The Crit comes out from EG. They do kill off Saxer. It's Mind Control a little off the mark there with the Echo. NIP, the rest of them still looking towards Roshan, but S4's outside of the pit. He has a lasso to play with.
They're getting split up a bit here. Mind Control with a very, very big mistake there coming into play.
They're going for that Echo Sam, so the instant cast rather than the slower Fisher.
The Gust
wasn't in range. The silence, hang on. RTZ.
Oh my goodness, whoa.
People not respecting sort of the damage and the silence of Ace. You've got to be careful when on the front, as Ace will just absolutely just open up onto you. And between him and Fada's Visage, it doesn't matter how much armor you have or how unbalanced you are as a Terror Blade, you're still going to die. And now they're back into the pit. And NIP, they're going to get the Roche, they're going to get the Aegis. They've got it, no problems.
Bit of a game of mistakes coming into play these last few moments. Mind Control making one, then RTZ just stepping up a bit too far into this enormous Drow Ranger.
I'll say it again here. Feeling maybe too confident under the cover of the Moonlight Shadow, but Sentry's down.
Yeah, Sentries are there.
And even if it isn't, they sort of have the damage to kill him before he's even invis at all. And he knows. That was a costly mistake.
And these Drow lineups, in particular, when you've got a Visage, when you've got this type of situation, it's all about the momentum gained. And they absolutely do have that. Level 13 Drow, level 13 on the Visage too. So much damage going to be coming into play from these two. And they also now have the Blink on Mind Control too. So he's got the backup to protect. They've got the Egg too, so that team fight is secured.
think unlikely we are going to see any more Echo Slams miss this game.
Yeah.
As he should have no trouble getting on top of his targets. The Familiars already scouting out S4, in fact, behind the tower, allowing Ace to come in farther there with the sweep off the sideline. So he knows that S4 is going to look for that play, and S4, he cannot do so with the Visage in the game.
And look at bottom. Ace is already setting up.
Oh, Ace.
Oh, he's got a gust.
Oh, I mean, they are playing this beautifully. He didn't even need any help. PPD, he'll turn up for the kill with a Nature's Wrath. But they are outplaying EG here. EG certainly starting to crumble in this game too.
I mean, Ace, with this, the way that he played this, just jungling and getting the Shadow Blade.
They're playing so fast. The scan.
Oh my God.
They know someone's here, and it's Arteezy. Can they kill him off? They've got the Echo. They've got the silence. Oh, NIP. It's absolutely glorious.
And look at this. Fada's like, all right, I'm just going to threaten top at the same time.
They're making so many plays. And EG, they're just making mistakes. They've got to turn this around. It's mind control. He's in with the stun.
He's got the cancel on the
Fisher as
finger.
well. It gets the 3 of them. The super
God.
over. It's in. Oh, no. Evil geniuses, what are you doing?
We mentioned this game of momentum, and NIP is executing it perfect. EG's kind of crumbling here.
They just made so many plays perfectly, one after another there, NIP. They play so fast, exactly how they have to with this draft. And 20 minutes in, they're looking to take the racks.
Oh my goodness. It's just that. Look how fast it's dropping.
This is, I mean, sort of PPD's master plan, master answer in terms of draft and in terms of play to the early pick of the Terrorblade. He says you can do it once, we'll give you a close game. You do it again, we're going to have a better answer to the way that you tried to play in game 1. And so far, it certainly looks like it's working out.
They want to try to get PPD, but he claims both bounty runes there. Bulldog would be proud.
He's got so much money as well. 2,800 gold PPD. I mean,
they're also rich. They're also rich because they've claimed so many towers on the map, and they're just playing at this incredibly fast pace.
He's going to look to punish him.
Is he going to buy anything?
But the lasso drags him forward. Is he going to spend his money? Doesn't. Loses a couple of hundred.
Only loses a little bit. But his team takes a shrine out of it too. Oh my goodness.
We'll see this again.
It's just such fast rotation. Look how quick they were there. They're just immediately prepared. Mind control saving the fissure. Gets Fly while he's doing that Fiend's Grip. And then everybody's there. They've got a Supernova on top. There's no way EG can contest that. They just don't have team fight. Getting dangerous here. What we see EG. They're already starting to try to cut creep waves with the aggressive Glyph again. And it's, oh my, 94%.
Absolutely understandable.
It's already an Aghanim's on a Visage.
I like this as well. I think PPD, he was playing the long con in that VP series earlier. You know, he's like, yeah, we picked Drow and Wind Ranger, and it looks bad. And then suddenly EG's in it. They're like, oh, he doesn't pick anything good with the Drow. And then he just slips in a Visage. And then it's like, oh my goodness, this hero's pretty damn good with Drow. And NIP are just taking over the game with it.
PPD.
He does go for a ward. He's been found. And they'll kill him off again. Arteezy's killed him off a couple of times. Oh, the TP's been cancelled. Arteezy.
Do they have reveal? They only have that one sentry on the high ground.
I don't think they do. Oh. He just walks away from it all.
Not showing up with detection.
No.
Saksa being more greedy. He almost has a full Sheep's Guard finished on the Phoenix, so.
Yeah, they are relying at the moment for PPD, the only one carrying detection. So when he's dead, Moonlight Shadow is going to be an incredibly powerful skill.
It's really critical how S4, he's been punished so much in this game. Time and time again, he showed up, tried to bots in the front lines and just getting picked off over and over again from MIP, just having the positioning advantage and just using this momentum perfectly. Just keep on threatening over and over again. And they've got 13 seconds left on this Aegis, but I say an Aegis that absolutely did its damage. They need so much more time for Arteezy to get online. He's got a Manta finished up, but oh my God, this Phoenix already has a Shiva.
They're just, as you say, just how much they've gotten from the map objectives. It's 11k gold lead at 22 minutes in, allowing NIP to have every single tool that they need to really abuse this advantage, this very strong advantage they have early on.
Oh, PPD. He's spotted under wards here. He's trying to protect his. He actually 4-steps forward.
He slides in. He should start punching away at Fly. He knows he can rely on the backup of his team. They're coming in with a push down bottom. They're onto this tier 2 tower. And is there really any way that EG can hold outside of the base? I don't think so. It's going to have to come down to high ground defenses at this stage, as EG just don't have the firepower or the presence to take a fight outside of their base.
Arteezy has to cut waves. He's already begun looking at bottom, he started to cut that way before they even set up for the push. I think they identified that when they saw PPD TPing in. They're like, all right, don't let them set up to go for this base push. And it's going to be really hard for EG in this game, as they need to just pretty much try to falter this heavy team fight that NIP has and try to get these pickoffs while Arteezy tries to farm. But he's just being spotted by familiars. They're just stalking him.
So with that Quelling Blade, mind control, jumping forward, looking for S4. I know he's around here, and he's a hard one to catch. Quick blink and a TP out with the bots. As S4 will be back to safety.
The name of the game is just stall, because you cannot take fights. You cannot take head-on fights as EG versus NIP with this draft. It's just not possible yet.
We saw them do it in game 1, but this game 2, it's just infinitely harder.
Yeah. With
these two lineups you have to take into account.
They have you look at EG and they have a pick-off lineup in comparison to a heavy push and team fight lineup. So it's just really about splitting them up and try to find these pickoffs. But the momentum is already coming in so heavily because that early racks, it's always going to be pushed in up top. And NIP, they're not splitting up. They're staying together. They're looking for these fights constantly.
Yeah, they know how strong they are at 5. As soon as they get the lockdown onto any of EG's lineup, they'll get that kill.
Yeah, and Bounty Rune's coming up. They want to try to find a fight here, Arteezy.
Always on the front. Familiar's starting to scout. They look for an opportunity. They see the Bane. They'll take the Fly Bane first. Moonlight Shadow comes through. Arteezy has to retreat. Moonlight Shadow's out, but they lose both of their supports, EG. Crit and Fly dead for 70. Sumail will also be fine.
Saksa immediately TP's top just to claim these bounties. We see S4 doing the same thing. But NIP, they're keeping this momentum going, and they still have their ultis available.
Mind control, team back. He's got the slam available if he wants to play around with Arteezy. Arteezy trying to lead himself away. Control's there. As Shaker holds down Arteezy. Saxon's coming in for the side. Arteezy does get the Sunder off, but the Echo, the lockdown, the Sunray, it's all too much for this Terrorblade. As Arteezy falls bottom lane, they're just collapsing in onto the racks. They go for the Fiend's Grip, holding down one.
They've got the control.
Getting knocked back into the base. Arteezy's come back with the defense. They have killed off Ace. But Fada, with his familiars stunning up the Terrorblade, isn't enough. It's not. Fada cannot get away with being that deep. EG will push back NIP and show some signs of life here in this game. They'll keep their racks alive.
Cost them some buybacks, of course, from Arteezy and from Fly, but they identify, right? It's the Earthshaker's out of the fight, the Phoenix is out of the fight. That's the two big ultis, and that's what we were talking about. The name of the game for EG is try to split the map up, make NIP try to solve these issues when there is the split push going on, and then try to take advantage of it. So they get a little bit coming to space for themselves, but it still is heavy in favor of NIP.
That's what's got to be a little careful. Nature's Wrath is available, and they do have the vision of him, obviously, with the Familiar.
He's tanky.
Looks like they'll go for no play like that.
He's still got more than enough health and stick charges. But a little bit of breathing room for EG, but we look at that Dota Plus, and it's still got that 97% right now. Only a little bit of a hiccup there, as the next big goal for NIP really is going to be trying to take fights around that Roshan pit.
Certainly not impossible, but very largely improbable that EG can turn this one around.
They at least have Arteezy with the most important build right now. He's got the Manta and he's got the BKB, so he can actually turn up to fights and be a significant factor. But if they're fighting into an Aegis Cheese and all this team fight, it can definitely still be just as difficult. How long do they have until those birds? Do they even have any birds right now? They don't right now. Or just 0. So 40 seconds while Fada does not have that. So continue to farm for EG, but they have to just be careful. That Rosh is the most important thing in this next few moments of the game. That Rosh, if NIP gets it, that's going to be their stairway just to try to close this game out before EG can try to buy any more time for Arteezy.
Still sort of this game, even with the BKB, it's just so much physical that goes the way of Arteezy. Sure, he has got the 37 armor. And if these familiars get on top of him, it's just so much with this aura from Ace. Currently kicking out 67.
I mean, they have lots of physical. The BKB is at least going to be 10 seconds, but they're magical, and they still do have BKB piercing lockdown, at least from that Phoenix Supernova. It's a slight thing, but something that definitely has to be a factor while it's in play here. NIP, they're all sticking together. They don't want to try to get picked off. They're looking for the team fights. They have their familiars back up. They have Echo Slam available again, too. So they want to take a fight and then go straight into that pit, because they kill it so damn fast.
Yeah. You know that game 1, it really was EG being able to find pickoffs that that allowed EG to make the game close.
Absolutely. It was all about like that like high ground vision they got twice, where they got significant kills. RTZ steps forward.
Oh, he does. They've got their eyes on him.
Oh,
he's
he gets
running on the
fissured.
front lines. He's got nobody with him, or has he? The Nightmare comes out. RTZ
He gets
gets under. Oh, RTZ ready to fight. Metamorphosis out. He turns towards Fada. Fada trying to run away with the jump forward there from Samel. They've got the damage.
Oh
Fada's
my
going to
God.
get taken down. Mike
They get
Control
ace
fights
too.
back. They've got the lasso. Dragging back the drow. RTZ double kill.
Holy crap.
Oh.
They get that nightmare, the slight little nightmare to buy time for the BKB Sunder.
I can't quite believe it. Fly making the save play happening, and RTZ keeping the game going. They're moving for more with this smoke. They're trying to continue to fight here. They get the shards out. They're looking for Fada. Fada, he pulled back for this. He'll go in with the snowball. Do they have the damage with the rest of the meta? Yes, they
Fada's
do.
dead.
It's a dieback from Fada. Dive forward from Saxa. But he's on the front line. Sunder from RTZ. He brings it back
Gets
on the
up
full.
again.
The Supernova comes up with Samael and S4. They'll just right-click it down. They're going to be able to kill the egg.
My God.
They get the Phoenix. EG. Oh.
Holy crap.
97% my backside. EG, they're back in the game.
I cannot believe what just happened.
It was always going to be so much harder than game one to sort of level the playing field back up. But EG, with these incredible team plays and consistency against the pressure that NIP are applying, are bringing this game to a similar level as we saw in game one, as now EG, they're into the pit. And so this time they don't forget that Cheese will drop as well.
I mean, the Bane Nightmare to save the game pretty much there.
It really
Just
was.
letting RTZ get the Sunder.
Game could have been, well, very close to being over.
Very close to being over.
97% close to being over. Now it's Dota Plus will have to eat some of its words if this game continues to turn around, as we've seen once again. Fly. It looked like RTZ was alone, but Fly just coming in range in time.
Dodges the Enchant Totem stun, gets the BKB up, 80 or 50 HP, whatever, gets the Sunder, and then they're able to turn it around. Oh my God.
Absolutely beautiful team fight execution there from EG.
Bane with these type of plays. Oh man, just bring up these graphs is. Whew. Look at this gold graph, and then ready for the experience graph.
Oh. Is that a Pikachu? And Dota Plus is starting to back off. It's like, oh, I would 97. That wasn't me. I didn't say that. 75. Yeah. That's a 25% chance in the eyes of Gabe, and the AG can run away with this game now.
Yeah, I mean, they've got Aegis, they've got Cheese, they're going to have a full Mjolnir on the Mirana as well. RTZ pretty much has like a butterfly on top of that BKB Manta after these two very quick scenarios. Holy crap. NIP have to be kicking themselves right now.
I like this as well from Artur, as you say, going for the butterfly rather than the Skadi.
Yeah,
he knows it's all physical.
It's mostly physical, and he's got such a high duration BKB in this game. It's only been used once, only in that one super significant team fight that happened.
And who's going to build any sort of True Strike or MKB? No, none of these heroes really want to.
No. Look at these item pickups. PPD, he picks up a Crimson Guard, which is going to be pretty nice versus that TB, but the bigger pickups definitely coming out on the side of EG is... It does feel like they have the control of this game now, even though they've lost a set of racks. NIP just on the back foot heavily now.
Crit with the jam, man. Has the money for the Blink Dagger on the Tusk. They're going to go for the Moonlight Shadow play. They have that Ward Sentry vision mid, so they know that it's unlikely that NIP will see this one coming. So RTZ leads the way. With this Aegis, feeling confident to start a fight. Get eyes onto the birds and Fada's army, but nowhere to jump in. A quick scan from NIP will confirm the suspicions that EG is a hunting. So NIP, you can expect to see them play safe, whilst EG are off the map.
They're just trying to stall out this Aegis Cheese and then look to take fights when they've got everything all together. So scary now, though. This Terrorblade, this Mirana, they've just recovered in such an insane manner.
RTZ, just getting away with this tier 2 tower push. Not really a target that NIP want to jump whilst he has the Aegis.
And they have to really be careful too on NIP now, because there's a Tusk with a Blink Dagger too picked up. So we were talking about the Bane Nightmare saves. Yeah. Now Tusk Snowball can definitely be that significant factor too to allow him to get BKB Sunder off.
Unless they sort of hit a massive Echo Slam, there always is going to be one of those saves, unless they lose Fly and Crit before the fight.
Yep.
We saw what EG could do when they didn't have many options. You know, it was purely just a Nightmare that would have been the play to keep the game going. And now they've got more to fall back on. So Arteezy can feel more and more confident that his team will be behind him to save the day.
Yep. They're all right with this, though. Like EG, like they've got Aegis Cheese. They're farming. All they really want in this game is to farm and stall NIP, and they've already done that. They've hit that pretty big timing for themselves.
And this is it is one of the downsides of a Drow strat. You sort of take that one big sort of kick to the face, and you're playing from behind. It doesn't feel great.
No.
In these fights, if the enemy is at a point where they have heroes, they have sort of the strength to get on top of the Drow, it can all fall apart very quickly. NIP, they cannot afford to make another mistake. Because sure, in terms of the overall game, NIP have sort of been playing smoother as a whole, but it's the fact that the little mistakes just cost so much more for their lineup.
Yeah, their lineup is all about, like, you have to play really, really perfectly. Can't make those type of mistakes. No. And EG, they capitalized quite heavily.
Oh, S4.
S4?
He's going to try and go in, but straight away they'll jump on him in return. The full 5-man's here, and S4's gone.
The bounty runes.
And that's the gem.
Oh, it is too.
That is the gem.
EG doesn't look, they don't really have any wards on the map anyway right now, though. But still significant to always get that to control the map back for NIP. And now the Aegis is also getting reclaimed in about 3 seconds. So they can definitely look to try to hunt this Terrorblade when he's split away from his teammates.
I think once the Aegis is gone, will Sumail hold on to the cheese, or are you sort of better to pass the cheese over to Arteezy?
I think Arteezy's more important, so you probably want to give it to him. But
we'll see if he does.
We'll see.
So Arteezy next up, wanting to go back for the Hurricane Pipe. Super useful against, obviously the Sprout means that you don't really have to have a slot for the Quelling Blade anymore. Yep. You can just force your way out of the trees if you get trapped.
Positioning is incredibly important in this game for him. Just be either been getting, well, look at what it just delivered to Arteezy. 8 clarities.
8?
8 clarities.
He's a thirsty boy.
He wants to just be able to spam Conjure Image and cut creep waves and push it out so that NIP can't hit their base, because NIP, they're hitting their peak threshold timing. They don't want this game to be stalled out for too long. They want to be able to try to breach that high ground and end it, or just claim mega creeps at least. And they give them the cheese, of course.
Yeah, you gotta keep this Terrorblade alive at all costs.
I mean, he's the most important thing, most important aspect in the game for them. So the most important things for EG is just sit the Bane and the Tusk just directly behind Arteezy in all these scenarios. Do not ever let him be alone.
PPG grabbing Bulldog's favorite item, the Vlads, on the Prophet.
Yep.
Bulldog advised against it. We'll see who's right this game.
Sure, it's fine. It's a support. It's very different when you're playing core and support Nature's Problem. I did see the book at a TI. I saw No-Tail pick up the book a couple of times, but I mean, this game, it's all about just like that raw physical damage and just trying to breach. So it does make sense. They have the ward on the high ground there.
S4. They see him head up. There's going to be a Nightmare from Fly, buying time for S4 to head back down to the low ground with the Firefly. Still, have to be careful playing around that ward. They will get the D ward. They'll take it away immediately. As that play from Mind Control obviously revealing their placement. Okay, so in terms of True Strike, so they realize the fact that they have to kill this Terrorblade, and Ace does accelerate the build order and get that Monkey King bar out to himself.
Yeah, I mean, they're recognizing that, we made a mistake. They have to try to itemize and be able to deal with the aspect that they did that, and just, they have to try to salvage this a little bit here for themselves on an NIP. So they're smoked up. There's a DD rune as well for Ace. This Drow hits very, very hard.
EG, who is going to slip up and step out on the lane? That is the question. Arteezy finishes off his Hurricane Pike.
NIP has only 1 ward on the map right now on that high ground. probably want to try to make a play around it. We see them positioned near that area and also near that Roche, which we'll find out how long that spawn is going to be in about a second. Let's see. It is a minute. Arteezy continuing to just spam those clarities, throw those illusions into the side lanes just to try to keep that momentum a little bit slowed down. As Fada, his birds are getting surrounded here. He does have a resummon if he doesn't want to give up the gold here. And he will.
Yeah. As again, the game sits ever so close. 22-19 at 39 minutes. 2K gold advantage for NIP. 2K, or just 1K experience for EG. A very close game. Arteezy, as you can see, sitting at the top of the net worth. Nice. Just about 3K behind on his drought.
They could think that the Roche is happening. They threw the scan down, and it actually did clip one of NIP's members here, so they could be a little bit spooked that this is going on right now. Arteezy is spotted by a ward here right now. The Moonlight Shadow is... They know this is happening on NIP.
They know that they're coming in. NIP, they've got to try and get out, but Saxa's not going to get the chance, or maybe he will. The Fisher comes into play, but it's not enough time to buy for Saxa to get out of there. As the lasso locks him down, gets the kill. Sumail, he's jumping forward for Ace, but the buyback from the Phoenix will dissuade EG from chasing for more.
They used... Was that both BKBs? It was both BKBs on both Arteezy as well as Sumail.
They know that they've got to be careful how far they sort of chase down for more EG. There's always the potential threat of mind control jumping in once those BKBs are down.
Yeah. I mean, they need that match community inside the team fights.
Yeah. That was the usage of the Metamorphosis. So if NIP can wait that out and look to strike back when it's worn out, they could play with an advantage, could certainly look to try and do something big around the Roshan pit.
Yeah.
It's BPD.
He's again securing
all of the bounties.
Yeah. He wants to keep pushing the lanes out too. You see him constantly spamming Wrath of Nature so they can just waltz into the pit and try to bring it down before EG can contest. And it dies super fast. EG, I don't think that they can make it in time here for this one.
I don't think so. Without the BKBs,
They've
without
got the shards. They might try for a snatch here.
They won't be able to. NIP able to get that third Roche, claim the Refresher Shard.
Who's he going to give it to? Is it going to be My Control? I'd imagine
you want
to
give it to the Shaker.
Yeah, he's all the control inside the team fights for you. He's a bit limited on the mana pool. He did take the 30 damage down in this game, but now he's picking up a Eul's. He's got Soul Ring too, so double Soul Ring he could actually have it. Oh, yeah. Sumail has the BKB available, thankfully, for himself.
Must have only just come back online. He's going to look to take down, I guess, one of the familiars. But another BKB charge forced out from him. (22-20). Arteezy, 5K gold in the bank. I mean, after this butterfly, does he now then go back for the Skadi?
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's another item that would be significant here.
Is it, I guess in terms of slots, it's still, what, too early to consider a refresher?
It's too early. I think he wants more stats. Because he's still kind of squishy. He's holding on, though, for that buyback.
I cannot afford to be caught without it.
No.
And this last game, both teams very good at making sure they always had the gold for buybacks. It was pretty much always the timers that were the biggest issue, with the frequency that the fight started to come with at the end of the game.
Again, expand Wrath of Nature, just keep those lanes pushed in. NIP, with the vision that they were getting from that catapult, they're looking to try to get some type of situation here. Arteezy sitting on the high ground, and continuously we see Crit. He's always sitting behind, just being ready for that save.
ZG just happy to prepare and wait on the high ground.
Yeah, they've got everything. They've got BKB and meta available. They've got their lasso.
They can get a good grab from S4, dragging someone into the base. BPD gets a ward down. Smoke's going to come out from EG as they look for superior placement. Saxa is going to start things off. Dives in, but with the BKB and the leap. Sumail's going to turn towards it to take the egg down. That's Saxa's dead for 100. Arteezy slides forward, looking to start the fight with the Metamorphosis out. He just rips apart Fada.
He's got cheese.
The Visage is dead. They have the snowball out to Ace. Sumail's got the damage to bring down Mind Control. The dust is there. The shards won't quite grab him though. Ace is going to be controlled though by Crit, as Crit is in with the punch. They'll kill him once. They'll almost certainly be able to do it again, as Ace will try and bring down Crit with him, but Arteezy has all the right click in the world to make sure that EG pull off a very successful defense, and that really did seem like from NIP a bit of a, what are we supposed to do? Saxa, he just goes in with the Supernova. With the BKBs available from EG, they're gonna kill that egg every time.
Absolutely, especially with like a Mirana, right? Mirana Terrorblade, they just popped those BKBs, and the egg was right in their faces. So it's not like they had to like distance themselves into the back to get it. It was right there.
It was not a hard fight for EG. They see an egg, you press BKB, you click the egg.
Yeah.
As there was just no buyback, there's no backup from NIP. I mean, maybe Mind Control could have found an opportunity to get in, but S4, he was straight on top of it. He locates the Shaker, makes sure that Mind Control isn't there with that sort of team fight follow-up. And even with the BKBs out, and Saxa knows that those sort of plays are desperate plays, and they'll cost you, because now EG pushing back down the mid lane. 50 seconds without the Drow Ranger.
They're cutting the creep waves, though. We see the Familiars tanking it. The backdoor protection's back.
And Fada may have just kept those racks safe then. They'll live to fight another day.
They have to watch the way that they do that, though. It's like I know he wants, like, you know, you want to start the fight, right? You want to be able to start the fight so that the mind control can get this like perfect echo slime, but you have to be able to have some type of initial lockdown to be able to do that versus these BKBs, versus this Mirana who can pretty much kill the egg by herself.
Yeah, it feels almost like if you're going to do that, Mind Control has to be the one to jump first, or at least get a good Fisher out.
Yeah. Oh, did they get the courier snipe? Oh, PPD cancels the TP. They do have that base ward, so it did look like he was going to try to, but Bounty Rune's coming up, EG. We'll start to claim these.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
It's Fada. Pretty much with the gold for the Hex.
For the first time, it does swing into EG's favor on that Dota Plus, as they have this enormous Terrorblade ahead of everybody else on the net worth, and the Visage and that Phoenix, they have fallen off. In Mind Control, actually the bottom 2 net worth after that fantastic start on that Earthshaker.
That is some
crucial mistakes.
Very low down Shaker this game. Almost certainly one of Mind Control's roughest games here with the team.
And EG just, I mean, coming in clutch, just, you know, Bane Nightmare. Just these little things. Now they're held all the way in their base. And it's just tough now, right? You're playing versus this just enormous Terrorblade. You have to try to make some type of like miraculous go.
They're trying to go for this. Mind Control, he's in with the Nightmare. It's there. Arteezy gets the BKB Sunder back off to full. They do have a good position with the Supernova, but is it good enough though? It doesn't look like it's the bail. He's in, takes down the egg. Saxon's dead for 70 seconds. They've got the vision onto PPD as well, as the Nature's Prophet will fall. Yule's Control onto the Drow Ranger, setting up for the arrow. EG. They've found 4, 2 buybacks coming out, 3 buybacks coming out now from NIP. As EG move up to the high ground, Arteezy has got the punches onto Fada and PPD, pushing them back away from this defense. They have no Phoenix, they've used their ultimates here.
Saxa has the refresher shard, but he's dead with no buyback, so they don't even have the potential of Mind Control refreshing his ulti here.
To pop the fortification, but EG will happily use that time to reposition themselves down bottom. They know with the remainder of this metamorphosis, Arteezy can just continue to stand ground and push on. As EG, they'll take 2 melee racks and more range racks to fall as well down bottom as EG. 17k gold advantage, 21k experience, 2 racks looking to be in a favorable position. PPD will get the courier kill, so the Aghanims from S4 will be delayed, but EG are not going to be too fussed about that at all at this moment. They took so much from NIP, NIP having to expend 3 buybacks, but they could not push EG away at this point in the game.
You can feel for these last like 15, 20 minutes or so, 15-ish, it's really been EG just with a strong control. NIP, they've had some good ways of trying to keep this game in their favor, or trying to keep the game going, but it's these like little things that EG did, that little Nightmare, just that little turnaround, it just absolutely smashed the whole game through.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see sort of the Dota Plus start to edge towards 97% for EG's lineup pretty soon.
Yeah, that is how it feels, absolutely.
It's got to swing around so heavily with this lead that they have with the Arteezy Terrorblade, and this is sort of the power that EG have this patch. You know, Arteezy's Terrorblade, in a very tough start to a game, as we saw in Game 1, he still ends up having a pretty good game. When he has an okay start in the lane, he has a phenomenal game. And he is so far ahead. He's got a full heart on top of the Skadi.
Oh my.
he's going to get the BKB off and the Sunder off every single fight.
And he's been level 25 for quite a bit now, but he's got multiple Sunders that he can play with. They still have the refresher shard on Saksa. I wonder if he's trying to do some like dive, disarm, refresh, disarm, so that he can disarm the 2 heroes, they can hit the egg.
It seems so hard to do that. And now with the jump from S4, he's found a grab, he's found Ace. Saksa's going to look to head him, but Artesi's on the high ground with the BKB. They bring down they're going to get the effect as well with Mind Control. He's trying his best with the Echo Slam. Will the Echo off?
It does.
Mind Control! He's had it to hold them off. The refresher! The second egg! NIP! Can Mind Control really carry them through this
controlling
one?
him?
I think
Are they controlling him?
They've done it! They've got him! He's dead! Oh my god!
What?
Mind Control and Saksa pulling out the team fight! Oh, the egg! I think it was 1 hit away from dying.
It absolutely
Mind Control.
Mind Control and Fada. The chain stun from the familiars, from the...
I can't
Holy
believe
crap.
it.
I eat my words immediately, talking about the refresher.
That refresher play from Saksa. We said going into that, it's so hard to do. He hasn't even been able to get 1 egg off before. What's the chance that he gets 2 off? But when they're in position like that, EG as clumped up as they were, Mind Control and Fada just locking down EG. 2 eggs come out. That first egg, oh, it was so close to being brought down. We'll see it again here.
I cannot believe that just happened, actually. Again, like, this game is so wild. Just the way it's going back and forth here. Still does feel like EG has good control because NIP has expended absolutely everything.
It's so close to falling.
Look at Crit. He's trying to run through his shards, but he's trapped.
And that opening from Mind Control, and as you say, it's the Fada's familiar stuns. This second egg as well. It could not have gone any more perfect for NIP there after they lose Ace.
Actually perfect the way that happened for them. EG, though, immediately they all buy back. They get the Roche secured. They've got this Aegis Cheese Refresher Shard. This is wild.
I can't believe it. 50 minutes in. EG still with the lead. Aghanim's now managed to get out into the hands of S4. But they, as we've seen, anytime sort of 2-3 cores get caught on the front as they were, those stuns from NIP will buy the time for the egg to come out. Back to the middle. And not a surprise. That's all. Oh, sorry, that was earlier. Okay, so it's still 69.
Still 69%.
I mean, it is still the advantage for EG with this Terrorblade lineup.
Yeah, they still have, they've got still quite a line. They're still very strong versus this Drow lineup. As you see, like this Terrorblade is still an absolute monster in comparison. But NIP needs everything to align perfectly, just like that last fight. They might try to take a fight outside the base here, but it's so hard versus Aegis now. I mean, I'm saying that. I feel like I'm just cursing people here.
Let's see what they can do. Aegis, Refresher Shard. Arteezy, what more could he want for this push? He's ready to go, but the ults are back up on NIP. And as long as Ace is careful with positioning, next time they'll have a chance for a full fight. Ooh, arrow coming a little close to Saksa. Will pass by. Arteezy getting away with a lot of damage onto this tier 3 tower. Will be disarmed momentarily by the Phoenix. The Familiar starting to come through. They have hexed him, but still being a little cautious about how they jump in on this, NIP. As they know that Arteezy has backup behind him. Fly is waiting in position for that perfect nightmare. Multiple arrows come out, the jump, the agony grab, he's trying to start the fight off, in they go, the snowball out as well, they've managed to get the Phoenix, buyback straight away from Saksa. Buyback as well from S4, Mind Control throws out the Fissure, Nightmare will be there for Crit, it will not save him, Crit falls. 2 buybacks now from EG,
Arteezy.
Mind Control's trying to play around with Arteezy, the arrow connects onto Mind Control deliver cape, force back, Mind Control will be kept alive. As NIP, they still have the full 5 alive. Saksa had to buy back for this. EG, they had to commit 2 buybacks themselves to get back into position to push around it. And S4 will be able to retrieve that gem. Picks it back up. Wasn't picked up yet by NIP.
They refresh. They've got the second meta, second BKB as well for Arteezy. He's trying to finish off the
They still have the Supernova and the Echo Slam. But indeed, the melee right's falling low. Mind Control jumps in with the Enchant Totem. The Familiars are on top of Arteezy, looking for the chain stun from Fada. The right clicks from Ace. The lead forward, the silence Arteezy. He's going to fall the
He popped BKB as well.
Forced into the front though. He's going to be out without the ult. No Phoenix present for 2 minutes. As NIP, can they do a lot without that Supernova threat? Fissure out onto 2 from Mind Control. The melee racks are gone. EG still looking to stand tall and push for more. The arrow catches PPD.
They got what they came for, though.
They got the objectives. As EG.
Mind control, he's stalking.
So hard to jump. So now we are at a point, EG, they've got those mega creeps pushing in against NIP. We've seen some incredible turnarounds this series, but this one now would certainly be the biggest if NIP can swing it back against EG, against the Megas.
I just don't want to say anything here. I feel like I'm going to jinx either team. The Megas, though, for EG have a big surge in momentum. They've got everything available, too. There's no Phoenix for 60 seconds. EG, they're going to look for the jump forward here.
And there's no real wave clear from NIP's lineup. It's going to be hard to push these lanes back out. Mid lane, Arteezy, he's been fishing for the jump in. S4, Aghanim's lasso grabs the two of them. He's killed off Fada. Fada does have a buyback available. They're getting forced back to the fountain. He'll buy back. Fly goes for the grip, onto mind control. Gus comes out from Ace to silence him. Fly will fall. They take the bane. EG now with just 4, pushing in onto the base. They'll respect the buyback from Fada as they do retreat.
Mind control gets hit by one of those triple arrows. But yeah, EG, they back off. They force the buyback. Still very comfortable in the way that they have this. How long do they have for those buybacks? About 2.5 minutes left on EG's big buybacks.
We'll see this once again. This attempt from NIP to really hold things off.
It's crazy the way that they're doing these controls, like these little plays coming in, just like the fissures, the enchant totem, the runaway, just throwing out all these spells. It's such good execution coming out from them, but EG just a bit too strong at this moment. S4, we'll find a courier snipe in the meantime.
It's just so hard for NIP to get in and on top of Arteezy.
Yeah.
With the threat of the defensive nightmares, blink, snowball saves, the fact that S4, he's always going to be there looking for the two-man lasso, dragging them in. I'm sure at the start they kill off S4, but it's just not enough. Saxa knows that this game is not going to get any easier for NIP. They have to pull everything together if they wish to swing this one back around and look for that 2-0. But as it stands, EG potentially a fight away from bringing this series to a third game.
Fiji wants to be really careful. They just wait for those buybacks to come back up before they really try to force anything. But they have to be careful to not split up too much.
Oh, it's easy. He's out of the front. Crit is there at the side. They do have a lot of ways to save it. So mind control has to slide himself away. PPD, does he actually get knocked up to the high ground by the flanker? But S4 is it again! The Aghanim's lasso doing so much here.
And they got Fada, the one who does not have buyback available on the side of NIP.
Time to push. It's a lot of damage and a lot of lockdown gone. Those familiars have done a lot. Mind control!
Oh no!
Oh, they knew he was there. He does have buyback and will use it immediately. But EG, with a 5 versus 4 advantage, ready to approach those tier 4s and look to close the game up. What can NIP do? Mind control jumps in. The Fisher, it catches the two of them. Do they have the damage to bring him down? They don't. The defensive snowball from Crit keeps Arteezy safe. He's turned, Sunders onto S4, takes his life. He'll take an egg as well as he brings down Saxa. NIP forced back to the base, forced back to the fountain. GG is called. We're going to a game 3.
This game was insane. NIP had